Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bev Carline, and I'm pleased to be serving as the moderator for this session, presented by John Cremer. Before we begin, I have just a few housekeeping remarks. Please note the location of the exits at the side of the doors, and if you wish to leave this session for any reason, please use these doors. Also, please be courteous and silence your phones, your iPads and any other devices so as not to disrupt this session. Taking photos and recording the speaker is absolutely not permitted. At this time, I would like to introduce the speaker. Imagine if you could understand your clients within seconds of meeting them and instantly build rapport. Imagine gaining new insight into members of your team and knowing the words and images that actually motivate them. In this workshop today, John Cremer will teach us how to identify the 6 different types of people. This information is an absolutely powerful tool to apply both in your business and your own personal development. Please join me. Big welcome to John Cremer.
Thank you for coming back for more. We're going to be taking the information from this morning and we are going to be taking it further and deeper. I'm going to be showing you images of the different types, and I'm going to be looking for different types in the audience. So I may be asking for volunteers. If I ask you to volunteer and you don't want to volunteer, just shake your head. It's fine. So this morning I talked about 6 types, and I'm going to talk about the same types but at a different level. I should warn you that after this session you may not see people the same way again. You may see people differently. It may change how you see people forever. So we're going to go through the types, and I'm going to show you more of the physical characteristics to look for and the deeper history. This information is ancient. It has been around for thousands of years. So some of the pictures I will show you are of images that are thousands of years old. I've been studying this now for 28 years, and my clients find this information very useful in every single relationship, professional, personal, and also it helps you to understand yourself. So, for example, I'm a warrior type. You can probably see by looking at me from this morning that I'm a warrior. And I know that when technology doesn't work, I lose my temper. It happens every single time. So I don't give myself a hard time anymore. I'm going to give you the tools to figure people out. I'm going to take you on this journey, and we are going to go wherever we go. This morning, I gave one name for each type. This afternoon, I'm going to tell you the other words that I use for the types, because each one of them is based on mythology, Western mythology. So the names you heard this morning, there's 2 names for each type. Today you get the secret names this afternoon. So the first type we're going to look at is the warrior type. I talked about the warrior this morning, the guy that comes through the door like this, looking for trouble. That type is named after the god Mars. First type we're going to look at is the god Mars. And for thousands of years, Mars has been depicted like this. This is a statue of Mars. And if you look at this statue, that's how a warrior type looks. The square head, the strong chest, ready for war. And the Mars type always has a sword and a shield. So Mars is the god of war, Mars is the warrior. In the English language, the word martial means war, warlike. Martial arts is about fighting. So there are connections between language, mythology, history, and some of the people in this room. Mars people have a very interesting way of seeing the world. They like to see things in yes or no, black or white. They don't like things to be mysterious or subtle. So Mars people like to go into a situation and say, "You're the good guys, I quite like you. I don't know about you. Maybe you're the bad guys. And there's a line here, and I'm going to hang out with the good guys. This is my team. You all right? You're the good guys. And I'm going to watch you. I'm going to make sure that you follow the rules, and if you break the rules, you're going to be in trouble with me." In this system, Mars enforces the rules. Mars makes sure that everyone follows the rules. So Mars people like to know what the rules are. I'm going to ask you a question now. Imagine a Mars type, a warrior, strong, sees things very clearly, good guys, bad guys, enforces the rules. Where would this person work? Where would you find a Mars working? In the police. Where else? In the army. The police or the army is full of Mars people. Mars people are also very good at debt collection. If someone owes you money, set a Mars on them. They will track them down, grab them, and shake them until the money comes out of them. Mars people are honest. If you want the truth, talk to a Mars. Mars wields the sword of truth. And truth cuts right through illusion or lies or stories, straight to the truth. So if you want the truth, talk to a Mars. I have lots and lots of pictures of famous Mars people. This morning I mentioned Arnold Schwarzenegger and I mentioned Angela Merkel. Who else can think of a famous warrior or Mars person? Shout one out. Who said that? Excellent answer. Alexander the Great was a Mars. Alexander the Great was the story, he was shown the Gordian knot, and he was told whoever can untangle the knot will rule the world. No one could untangle this knot. So what did he do? He pulled out his sword and cut through it, and he took over the world. Good answer, sir. Thank you very much. Another famous one. Yes, sir. Vladimir Putin wants to be a Mars, but we will see him later. He's not a Mars. He dresses like one. He's not. Julius Caesar was, he was partly Mars. Let me show you some more pictures. That's the head of Mars. Square head. That's 2,000 years old. Here's some more Mars people. He is 100% Mars. No question. The square head, the red hair. The other thing about Mars people, they like alcohol. They enjoy alcohol. And it doesn't make them relax, it makes them louder. When a Mars person gets angry, that's how they look. If you have a Mars friend and they look at you like that, just walk away. Yeah? There's a Mars. And you notice they physically look the same. There's a Mars. Same look. There's a Mars. Yeah. You often see Mars people do this. Yeah? It's a Mars thing. This or this when they talk. Yeah? Same thing. Vincent was a Mars. You can see it in his painting and his self-portrait. In movies, in Western movies, we like the hero to be a Mars, and we give them a gun. Every movie, take a gun, give the gun to a Mars, and the Mars does this, finds the bad guy, everyone goes, hooray! You see this same image again and again, same type. Mars people will not allow injustice. If something is unjust, a Mars will fight. Mars people fight for the truth. They have courage. Martin Luther King fought for what he believed in. Loyalty is very strong with the Mars. When you build a relationship with the Mars, if you build a relationship and you stay with them, they will stay with you. And if you have difficulty, they will be there for you 100%. And if it's very difficult, 110%. Lenin was a Mars. Look at that look. Genghis Khan was Mars. Now, I want you to look very carefully at the facial structure and the expression. Amazing, eh? Yosemite Sam is a Mars. Richard Branson. Mars people are very driven for success. They like to put their eye on the goal and just keep going till they succeed. His autobiography is called Screw It, Just Do It. Don't mess around, just do it. Serena Williams and her sister are both Mars. Same look, same structure, same feel. Mars children do not like it when things are not fair. They want things to be fair, and if things aren't fair, they get angry, and they look like this. If you have a relationship with a Mars, if it's a professional relationship or a personal relationship, and they push, they want to see how strong you are, and if they feel that you are strong, they will trust you. So it's important when you work with a Mars to stand your ground and be solid, and then they respect you. You don't have to agree with them. They're not looking for agreement, they're looking for strength. So the question is there a Mars in the audience? Would you come to the stage, sir, so we can look at you? We need a specimen to examine. What is your name?
Hi there, Peter.
Peter, this is Peter. Come take centre stage. Is it okay if I use you as a specimen?
I'm okay.
He's okay. We have the red hair. Yeah. I would not mess with this guy, yeah? He looks strong. And when I said, is there a Mars? This is your own special Mars ribbon. Thank you very much, Peter, for coming to the stage. You can put it here.
Oh.
Yeah, look, see?
I'll do it.
Thank you very much. And did you notice Bev that introduced me? She's a Mars. She'll be back at the end. So you can see this image is thousands of years old. We see a sculpture from Rome. We see stories of Alexander the Great from thousands of years ago. We look at famous people and then we see one there and one there. And there are more in this room. And I am a Mars. You ready for the next one? Okay. Who can remember what the second one was? Royal. Very good. See, these are the good guys. They answer all my questions. I like these guys. The other name for royal is jovial or Jupiter. Jupiter was the king of the gods. And Jupiter is always pictured on a throne. And he's a big guy, and he's in charge. Royal people like to be in charge. They like to be seen as special. In the English language, if you open a dictionary to the word jovial, it says warm, generous, jolly, happy, open-hearted. If you have a party, you want a jovial at your party, because they are always fun. They love to have fun. They love to collect people around them. And they love to collect things. And jovials love to spend money. It makes them really, really, really happy. Jovials have one weakness. And their weakness is if you flatter them, if you tell them they are wonderful, if you tell them they are the most wonderful person on earth, they will believe you. And you can watch them expand like a balloon, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. The more good things you tell them, the bigger they get. So it's difficult for them to resist flattery. If you want to get something from a jovial, just tell them they look wonderful. Tell them they are clever and wise. And they will go, oh. And then ask for what you want, and they will go, yes, of course. You may have it. Where do we find jovial people working? Big, warm, friendly people. Where do we find jovial people at work? Even these guys can't answer that one. Right here, the stage. Jovials love to be on stage. And when they come on stage, they come alive. You saw Della Toro today? Exploding with energy, bringing everyone up, creating energy, creating a good feeling in the room, celebrating life, celebrating success with his wonderful suit. Famous ones. Who can think of a famous jovial or royal type? Big, warm, jolly people. Almost. Princess Diana. She was straight up and down. She wasn't big. Jovials get big. Big people. Yes. Yes. Who? Bill Clinton. No, we will get to Bill Clinton. I know why you think that. Warren, what did you say?
Warren Buffett.
This guy's good. He says the word and it appears on the stage. This guy's really good. Warren Buffett is a jovial. And he's good with money, huh? Let's look at some more. That's a jovial actor playing a jovial character. Hagrid the Horrible. Big, fun guy. Yeah? Look how many people are applauding him. Big crowd. She is called the Queen of American television. If you write a book and Oprah reads your book and says, "I like this book," you will sell millions of books because the Queen has approved of it. It means it looks special. CeeLo Green is a jovial. Oh yeah. Think about his video. Just fun, celebration, joking, laughing. Amazing. Yep. He's a jovial. Jovials can have a problem with excess. So apparently he likes cheese too much. I heard he likes cheese. That's his thing. Laughing Louis Armstrong. Do you know who that is? She's the Queen of the Netherlands. She chose that outfit. She decided to dress like that. Jovials like bright clothes. They like expensive, colourful clothing, so they look good. People notice a jovial. He chose that outfit, King Henry VIII. Now, jovials are lots of fun, but when you make them angry, they can take dramatic action. So when his wife made him angry, he had her head cut off. That's dramatic. He did that twice. Excess. 6,000 pairs of shoes. 6,000. Only a jovial would want 6,000 pairs of shoes. Rembrandt. Wonderful artist. When he died, he had no money at all. He was completely bankrupt because he just spent all his money on whatever he wanted. If he saw something, he just spent money. And another one, and another one. All his money was gone. But he still found time to paint lots of paintings of himself. Here's another picture of me. This is me wearing a hat. So this is an early selfie. This is a selfie before they had phones. Hermann Göring. Look at all those medals. Look at that stance. So there are good jovials who are warm and friendly and happy, and there are bad jovials. And bad jovials think that they are better than everyone else. I am better than these people. I look down on them. There's another bad jovial. Not much fun to be around. She's more fun. The ultimate jovial. He travels around the world and he gives presents around. He gives everyone gifts, but only if they've been good. And he has a list. And if you're not on the list, you don't get a gift. Sorry. So those are some famous jovials. I'm very interested to see some jovials in this room. Where are you? Anyone think that they may be a jovial? No. Does this sound like you? Do you want to come down? Look. What is your name?
Wallace.
Wallace, very good to meet you.
Yeah, good to meet you too.
Very good. Look, we have royalty here. We are in the presence of royalty. Look.
Wow.
Whoa, your own jovial ribbon. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Fabulous. So again, we go back thousands of years. We look through famous people and then we find one right here in the room. Ready for another one? Yep. So, now I'll come to him later, okay? He's not jovial. I'll get you later. The meditator, the quiet people. Small, round face, small chin. What is interesting about the lunar type, this is a depiction of Luna. This is the goddess of hunting, secrecy, and the night. And she is always shown with a crescent moon above her head and a face that looks like the moon. And what is very interesting about the lunar type or the meditator type is that they do not like people to look at them. It makes them feel uncomfortable. So when a lunar comes to a public event or to a party, they come in quietly. They don't like to be noticed. They like to stand at the back by themselves or with another lunar. And often when they come to a party and they're happy to stand there by themselves, a jovial will come and say, "Come, come, come, come and dance." No, leave me alone. Lunar people are the most persistent and patient and focused of these types. Lunar people have the ability to focus their attention exactly where they want it and keep their attention right there. Their attention to detail is incredible. So, you heard Dr. Ross this morning talking about surgery. Here is my only medical advice. I'm not a doctor, but this is my medical advice. If you need surgery on your eye or your brain or somewhere delicate, make sure the surgeon is a lunar. Yes, because they will be very careful and precise. And with surgery, you need things to be precise. I had my appendix removed by a Mars doctor. Not a good experience. In his own words, I had to really hack away in there. So for delicate work, for precision, for focus, lunar people are incredible and they enjoy it. Where do you find lunar people working? Just shout out. In accountancy, for sure. Where else? Structures, yes. Design of structures. Engineering, for sure. Spies. Who said spies? Who said spies? What a wonderful answer. Thank you. So this lunar woman in the front row said spies. They make good spies. Thank you very much. Lunar people do make good spies because lunar people have an ability to hide their feelings. They're good poker players. So I have some very good lunar friends, and this is my friend when she is very, very happy. This is how she looks. When she is very angry, she looks like this. When she is very sad, she looks like this. Poker face. Poker face. And in this system, the other types think lunar people are strange because they're quiet and self-contained. And lunar people are chess players, and they always win in the long term. So if you have a lunar client, think long term, precise, slowly building trust, low risk, low risk. And lunar people also have a funny sense of humour. They don't laugh at the things that most other types laugh at. So if you go to the cinema and there's a really sad part in the movie, you know, something very sad happens in the movie and most of the people are like this, and there's one person in the cinema sitting by themselves and they're going, they're probably a lunar. Strange sense of humour. So, here's the challenge. Famous lunars. Elon Musk, 100% lunar. And he is a genius with technology. Another one. Round face, small chin, quiet. Mahatma Gandhi. That brings to mind a very good thing. When a lunar person says no, you cannot change them. You cannot move a lunar person. I like to think of a lunar person like a snail or a tortoise. And when a lunar person goes inside their shell, it's no good knocking on the shell. They're not going to come out. They will stay in there. What's interesting about lunars is they are chess players. They make a move, they see what happens. They make a move, they see what happens. And other types, very often when they have a misunderstanding or conflict with a lunar, they will win the battle. And they will go, ha, I won. And the lunar says, yes, you won. For now. But later, we will win. Little bit of history. The British Empire decided to take over the world because we were teachers and warriors. We came along and we said, we want Hong Kong. We've got the Royal Navy. We want Hong Kong. And China, which is a lunar country, said, sure. For 300 years. And we went, hey, we got Hong Kong. 295 years later, the Chinese go, we get it back. You can win a battle with the lunar, but you will lose the war. Let's look at some. That's the goddess again. Notice the facial structure. Notice the face. Does that remind you of anyone? See, it's the same face. And if you think about his humour is about how he doesn't fit, how he doesn't quite understand things, and he doesn't speak. Same structure. Kristen Stewart. Ban Ki-moon, lunar. Persistence. Lunar people, when they make a choice, they will not be moved. Determination. Did anyone see, before he became president, he was giving a speech. Francois Hollande was giving a speech, and he was in the television studio, and there was a microphone and the cameras, and a protester came with a bag of flour. Did you see this? Protester came with a bag of flour and threw it on his head. And it went everywhere, all over him. He didn't blink. He just stood there. Didn't move. Lunar people are cool. Also, if you have a lunar friend and you know them for a long time, you may find that they have a secret pleasure. Lunars like secrets. They have secret pleasures. Hers was shoplifting. So she would go into a shop and steal things. Even though she could pay for it, that was her secret pleasure. Breaking Bad, anyone like Breaking Bad? Just me. Wonderful villain. Who's that? Bill Gates, when he was young. Lunars are successful through persistence. He would go to the university on the weekend when no one was there and just write code. By himself. Built an empire. Multi-billionaire from persistence. He did okay. Steve Jobs? He's doing okay, right? Quite successful? He's quite successful. These are the quiet people that succeed in the background. She's lunar. Persistence. When he was the top golfer in the world, he increased his practice schedule. He practiced more. When he was better than anyone, far better than anyone, he practiced even more. Persistence. And he had some secret pleasures. And his wife is a Mars, so when she found out, she hit him with a golf club. There he is, Mahatma Gandhi, as a young man. When a lunar says no, just give up. He said no to the British Empire. Not paying tax. Not paying tax. This is unfair. He is a lunar who wants to be a Mars. But it's not working. Emperor Hirohito, very lunar. President Assad was an eye surgeon. He trained as an eye surgeon. His brother died, he became president of Syria. What is she thinking? The mystery of the Mona Lisa. What is her secret? So, let me take a quick look. I would guess Yeah. I would guess there are probably 3,000 lunar people in this room. Would anyone who is sure they are lunar like to raise their hand and come up so we can look at you? No. All the way back there? Come on, yeah, the first one I saw. Come on down. Yes, you. Yep, you're already moving. We have two. Wait, he wants to beat you. This guy's determined to get a ribbon. Look at this, both of you. We have two. Wonderful. Let's take a look at them. What is your name, please?
Maya.
Maya. This is Maya. And we see the beautiful moon-like face of a lunar. And your name, sir?
Andy.
Andy. And this is Andy. Again, we see this round face and the small... Have you come to join us as well? Fantastic. What is your name? What is your name?
My name is Yang Junmei.
Yang Junmei, good to meet you. So we have three. That was easy. And 3,000 lunars said, no, I'm not going up there. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
You have your own ribbon.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. 3 lunars. It takes courage to be a lunar to come on stage. It takes courage. Ready for the next one? Who remembers what the next one was called? The lover. Yeah, we all like them. Venus is the goddess of love. The oldest sculpture of the human form is called a Venus figure. This one is 30,000 years old. 30,000 years old. And Venus is the goddess of love, nurturing, healing and child raising. Venus people, thick dark hair, soft skin that you just want to touch. And if they enjoy their food, some Venus people really enjoy their food, they get big. And they move slowly. They're never in a hurry. And when they're going somewhere, if they see a little puppy dog, it's like, look at the little doggy. And then they keep moving slowly, and they see a little baby. Oh. And they just slowly go through their life. What is interesting about a Venus person is how they are able to feel what other people are feeling. They have empathy. So I have some Venus friends, and sometimes I will meet them, and one of them will say to me, "Why are you so sad?" And I'll say, "What? What?" And they say, well, you seem sad. I'm a Mars, and I'm a man. I don't get sad. And they go, "No, you seem sad." And I go, "Actually, yes, I do feel sad, but I wasn't aware of it." Venus people can feel what you feel, even when you're not aware of it. And they have this wonderful ability to bring out the best in people. If you have Venus friends, you're very lucky, because they don't expect you to be wonderful or successful or to have a big car or a big house. They're just happy to be your friend. So soft, caring, healing people, where do they work? Where do you find Venus people working? Hospitals, for sure. Hospitals are full of Venus people, taking care of people, nurses. In schools with little children, charities, yes, absolutely. If you have a Venus person as a client, you need to kind of give them a shape, because they just relax. So you need to give them deadlines, And you need to remind them. And you need to get them focused on what they want. And it's very difficult for them. Venus people, they know what other people want, but they don't know what they want. It's a real challenge for them. Famous ones. Who can think of a famous Venus person? Soft, dark hair. Now, this is a controversial subject. Mother Teresa was not big. She was very small. And her image was of a Venus healer, caring. But I don't think she's a Venus. She's the next type. Very controversial subject. Big, soft, slow-moving people. Desmond Tutu, yes. Venus people make wonderful peacemakers. Venus people have the ability to forgive people. Give me one more and then I'll show you some pictures. You have to work now. No? Mother Teresa, no, we just discussed her. Excuse me, sir. I couldn't resist. What is your name? Han? Thank you so much. So, as I was talking, I wasn't looking for a Venus person, and I saw Han moving slowly down the aisle, yeah? And I said, can you come here? Of course. Han, thank you so much. Let me do this properly. You get your own ribbon. Thank you so much. It's Han. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Who knows what this is called? That is not Whoopi Goldberg, sir, no. I'm going to give you a ribbon. You can't come on stage, but I want to give you a ribbon and it will make sense later. That's you. The trickster. Whoopi Goldberg. That's called the Willendorf Venus. It is 23,000 years old, from Germany. This one's almost new. This one's 2,500 years old. It's from Greece. It's a statue of Venus, from a temple of Venus. And that is Jennifer Lopez. Yep. And that is Jennifer Lopez. And that is Kim Kardashian. Lots of dark hair. Yeah. It's interesting. Whenever I travel to another country, I look for famous people of certain types. And it was very difficult to find famous Venus people from Asia. Very difficult. Marilyn. Beyonce. You know her, the domestic goddess, Nigella Lawson? Think about Elvis. When he was older, he got really, really big. Really big. Venus people like food and warmth and comfort and relaxation. They like to just enjoy the good things in life in a very, very relaxed way. One time I was traveling and I was really stressed. And I said to my friend, I need a massage. I need a massage. Do you know a good massage therapist? He said, yeah, Jackie, my neighbour. She's very good. So I booked a massage with Jackie. And I went there, and she was 100% Venus. It's just massage. And I just became unconscious. Oh. And then she said, turn over. And I turned over. Oh. And then she said, we're finished. So I got ready to leave, and I paid her. And I said, what time is it? And she said, it's 11:30. I said, but we began at 9 o'clock. This was a 1-hour massage. You've massaged me for 2.5 hours. And she said, but you needed it. So she just kept going. Marlon Brando. I could have been a contender, Charlie. Marlon Brando got very, very big. And he went to Tahiti and got even bigger when he retired. Anyone been to Hawaii? Raise your hand if you've ever been to Hawaii. Hawaii is a Venus country. What happens when you get off the plane in Hawaii? What's the first thing that happens? They put flowers around your neck. Yes? I landed in Hong Kong airport. No flowers. This is not a Venus country. Thailand is very Venus. Thailand is really Venus. Forrest Whitaker. He often plays the nice bad guy. In The Panic Room, he was the bad guy. He went along with the bad guys, but he let the kids go. Elizabeth Taylor. I love this guy. So he was the president of Ecuador. He donates 90% of his salary to charity. 90%. Hands up everyone in this room who donates 90% of that. You donate 90%, do you? He put his hand up. Why did you put your hand up? No. I love this guy. I said, hands up, and he just put his hand up. What? And he's a Venus. It's wonderful. Okay, I'll put my hand up. So he gives away 90% of his money, and when he retired from being president, he went back to his house, which is a small farmhouse, and he's got a 3-legged dog, and he drives an old Volkswagen, just completely down to earth. That's a Venus way of living. Venus people live close to the earth. He's doing okay, Carlos Slim. He's doing okay for himself. Mexico is another Venus country. A Venus country, any country that has a siesta is a Venus country. They don't go to sleep in the afternoon in Germany or the United States. Those are not Venus countries, but a Venus country, they go to sleep in the afternoon. Pavarotti. Gauguin. Gauguin was a Venus. He moved to Tahiti, which is a Venus country, and he painted Venus women. Not doing very much, just sitting around, relaxing. Who knows the name of that painting? It's a quiz. That painting is called Venus by Gauguin. A Venus artist on a Venus island paints a painting called Venus. Name of that painting? Very good, sir. That painting is called Venus. Notice the hair, the facial structure. Gemma Arterton is a Venus. In this system, opposites attract. And Mars and Venus are attracted to each other. Mars and Venus were lovers in mythology. Mars people get on really well with Venus people. Liv Tyler, another Venus woman. Another Venus woman, very committed to working with children. She has children of her own, she's adopted children, she's an ambassador for UNICEF, totally committed to the welfare of children. Remember this guy? First one we looked at? Notice the shape, the structure, the feel, the weight. So, if you're wondering, in this picture, the big guy is the Venus. But look, see the little guy has red hair? Yeah, he's a Mars. He's really trying. Yeah? He's like, oh, I can do this. So, the magic word with a Venus friend or a Venus client, if you want to influence them, is to use the word we. We think we should do this is much more effective than I think you should do this. We, us, together. Very strong for them. Ready for another one? So, who remembers the name of this guy? The actor. These guys, things are never boring when these people are around. Mercury is the winged messenger of the gods. And they look like this. Dark hair, dark eyes, good cheekbones. And they're built like this. Wiry. Built for speed and action. In mythology, Mercury was the god of commerce, communication, travel, and thieves. The word mercurial means fickle, changeable, devious, deviating. The word marketing comes from the word mercury. The word merchandise comes from the word mercury. Mercuries love to wheel and deal. Mercuries are always looking for a deal. They're looking for the action. Fast-moving, fast-thinking people. I'm going to show you how a Mercury would react to a situation such as this. If I was a Mercury and I was in this room, this is what I would be doing. I would be looking for the action. Who's got the longest ribbon? Who's the best connected person? Who do I want to connect with? It's you. How are you doing? And I'm talking to you. While I'm talking to you, I'm looking for more opportunities. Talk to you later. How are you doing? And yeah, very good, yeah. And you can almost hear a click when I turn my smile on. It's like, how are you doing? Fantastic. Look at that long ribbon. You're the man. I'm talking to you, but I'm still looking for opportunities. Where's the action in this room? Where's the action? Ooh. I'm liking this number. I'm liking this shirt and tie. Yeah, yeah. Call me. Call me. Mercuries love to put on a show. Mercuries have the ability to make you look at one thing while something else is happening. Mercuries make good magicians. Mercuries inspire people. They wheel and deal. They network. They connect people. A Mercury can create a new business in seconds. I have a friend who's a Mercury, and he says, I can sell anyone, anything to anyone. I don't care what it is, I don't care who it is, I can sell it. I have another friend who's a Mercury, 100% Mercury, and his business is called Mercury Marketing. And he didn't realise that he'd named his business after Mercury. So his business is basically called Mercury Mercurying, and he's a Mercury. So it's Mercury, Mercury, Mercurying. Where are they going to work? Where do you find Mercuries working? Some of them are fun. Entrepreneurs, yes. On the stage, of course. They love attention. Mercuries love attention. Something interesting with a Mercury is they don't like to be pinned down. So if you say to a Mercury, do you want to come to a party at my house tomorrow? They will never say yes or no. They will say, what time? Who's going to be there? Maybe. Let me check my diary. And then if they do arrive, they arrive fashionably late. They hand out their business card, and then they've always got somewhere more interesting that they have to go. So it's been wonderful, I got to go. And they're out of there. Famous Mercuries. Small, dark hair, dark eyes, good smile, fast moving. Who can think of some? Who? Can you say that again, please? Did you say Barack Obama? You did, didn't you? Oh, magic. What's your name? Oh, this is fun. Tell me your name again.
Rotan.
Rotan.
Rotan from Cambodia.
From Cambodia.
Yeah.
Let's just share this moment, okay? This, my friends, is a Mercury. Look at this smile.
Oh, yeah.
Look.
Yeah, I love to be on stage like you.
Look. You do. You could stand like this and be the same guy, yeah. Are you enjoying yourself now?
Of course, yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you for getting President Obama.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. When I said, do you want to come on stage? In 2012, I spoke at MDRT in Philadelphia. And it was a big room. And I said, okay, I need a few Mercuries to come to the stage. And we had a couple of Mercuries come to the stage. And then I said, thank you very much, and they went back to their seats. At the very back of the room was this Brazilian guy going, hey. I'm like, what? He says, what about me? I said, what? He says, I'm a Mercury. And I'm like, okay. And he ran all the way from the back of the room, all the way up to the... and then back off the stage again. They love the spotlight. Wonderful performers. Great communicators. Fantastic communicators. And Mercuries know how to dress well. Mercuries know to wear the right clothes with the right label. And they match wherever they're going to be. They change their costume for whatever performance they're appearing in. I have a very good friend who's a Mercury. And one day we went to 2 different events together. We went to a comedy workshop and a business meeting. And I thought, this will be interesting. This will be very interesting. So he came to do comedy, kind of relaxed environment. He was dressed like me, looked like me, but he had a backpack, just a little backpack. And I said, okay, and we did some comedy together, we had some fun. We said, let's go for this business meeting. He said, 1 minute, I need to go in the restroom. I said, okay. He went in the restroom. He turned his backpack inside out, and it became a briefcase. Inside the briefcase was some leather shoes and a tie. So he put on his nice shoes, his tie, he had his leather briefcase, and now he was a businessman. So a comedian went into the restroom and a businessman came out. Like that. Chameleons, performers, showmen. See some more. There's 2 Mercuries. You find a lot of Mercuries in politics. I like to wheel and deal. A lot of Mercuries in politics. They know how to influence people, not always for the best. Okay, who is that? That is Niccolo Machiavelli. He wrote a book called The Prince, and it is all about how to manipulate, how to play games in politics, how to confuse your enemies, how to turn people against each other. Now, in this system, Mars is the policeman. Mars enforces the rules. You're the good guys. I'm not sure about you. This is the line. This is my team. I'm the policeman. Mars enforces the rules. Jovials, royal people, they think the rules are for the little people. They're not too interested in following the rules because they think they're special. Lunar people believe that the rules should be followed exactly, and they look at the small print and the detail. Venus people, they can't be bothered with the rules. It's just they can't be bothered to chase criminals. Mercury people, the rules are for the stupid people. So when a Mercurian comes across the rules, they like to bend the rules a little bit. And if nothing happens, they bend the rules a little bit more. Look at me, yeah? And if no one's looking, they will break the rules. And if they get caught, it was my PA that did it. It wasn't me. Silvio Berlusconi, while he was the president of Italy, was indicted for 800 separate criminal offences. 800 separate criminal offences. That's pretty good going. Sepp Blatter. Whoops. Ah. Incredible performer. Incredible performer. In some of his movies, they had to slow it down because they missed things. He was so good. He was so good. And when you see him in action, that physique and the way he could move and the way he could capture your attention and move so quickly, so precisely. Wonderful performer. Not such a good martial artist, but a great performer. Cheeky. Mercury's like to dress well. Look at that outfit. Okay. It's question time, people. Who is this? You need to know who this guy is. If you're in the world of finance, you need to know who this guy is. Who is that? There are only 2 photos of this man in existence. No? He's a Mercury, of course. Who said it? My mercurial friend here, he's on it again, isn't he? That is Charles Ponzi, who invented the Ponzi scheme. So you take money from investors, you give dividends to the first investors, you bring in more investors. It's a pyramid, and then it collapses. A modern version was Bernie Madoff in the United States. $65 billion disappeared. Ponzi scheme. If it sounds too good to be true, it is. And it's probably a Mercury that's telling you about it. Tony Robbins. What's wonderful about Mercuries is they can inspire people. Mercuries see things differently. Their minds are so fast that they can see things that you don't see. My same friend who transformed from a comedian to a businessman in a restroom, he was able to see things and make connections that I could not possibly think of. He just would go, what about this, this, this and this? And I'd go, how do you figure that out? Mercurial thinking. It's wonderful. He's about 101% Mercury, that guy. There's 2 Mercuries, the Beckhams. When you look at a picture of a Mercury, you can almost hear a click as their smile turns on. It's almost like... What I like to do, if you want to have some fun, if you want to really, really, really have some fun in your life, if you have a Mercury friend, and I have done this before, if you have a friend who's a Mercury, buy them a gift for no reason. It's not their birthday, it's not a special occasion, it's not New Year. Buy them a gift, wrap the gift in gift paper, and give them the gift. And they will go, wow, thanks. Why did you get me this? And you just say, oh, I just wanted to. They will not sleep that night. They will be thinking, what has this person done? Why have they bought me this gift? What are they going to ask me for? What does this mean? And their wheels in their brain will turn and turn and turn. Lots of fun. I have another friend who's a Mercury, and when he saw this information for the first time, he attended a seminar like this, he was very angry. And he said, I'm not a Mercury. I am not a Mercury. He was really angry. He said, I don't like those people. And he's a pure Mercury, the smile, everything. So what he did, at lunchtime, he went to a table of 20 people and he lobbied them. And he got them to agree that he wasn't a Mercury. And he came to me and said, all these people agree that I'm not a Mercury. And I said, Jules, only a Mercury would do what you just did. Oh yeah. Lobbying, influence. Wonderful performer. Great sportsman. Yeah. Cheeky. There's something about them that's... That smile. Dazzling. Ah. Yeah. That smile. Yeah. Freddie Mercury. Amazing performers. Mercurial clients takes a long time to build trust with a Mercury, because they're always wondering if you're trying to get one over them. They're always wondering what's really happening. It takes them a long time to build trust. But when they build trust, they feel safe with you. And when you build trust with a Mercury, it takes a long time, but it's worth it. Because when a Mercury trusts you, guess what they do? They tell all their friends and family about you. They become your #1 salesman. So spend the time. Trickster. Look, it's the same look. Ready for the last one? What did I call this one this morning? The teacher. Saturn. Saturn was the god who taught agriculture and governance to the Romans. Saturn is always depicted as a serious man, a tall, serious man. This is a medieval depiction of Saturn. Who would like to guess the name of this painting by Hieronymus Bosch? Go on, take a wild guess. Earlier on, when I was talking about Venus, I showed you a couple of paintings called Venus. Who would like to try and guess what this painting is called? Oh, excellent. Very good, sir. Number one. Yes, this painting is called Saturn. It shows a serious man by himself on a long journey. Saturns are tall. Now, if I'm taller than you, that means I can see further than you. And what Saturns like to do is they like to have very long-term goals. So a Saturn will say, I'm here, but I want to be there. So they will be on a journey, and it's a straight road. And they walk by themselves, and they're serious, and they don't waste time with parties. Very serious. And when they get closer to their goal, they go, aha, now I can see even further. So they have another goal. Focused, serious people. Where do you find Saturns working? School principals. Wonderful. The spy answer was good and the principal's answer was good. I gave this presentation at a conference for school principals, 120 principals, and I said, is there anyone in this room who is not a Saturn? They were all Saturns. Teachers who are in charge of teachers, the ultimate teacher. So, Mars enforces the rules. Mercury breaks the rules. What's Saturn's relationship to the rules? Saturns make the rules. They analyze them and they make them. We can't have these little people making the rules. I can see further than you. I am more sensible than you. So Saturns make the rules. If you have a Saturn client, be patient, do your homework, be respectful, and show them the path. And ask what they would do. Ask for their advice. If you have a Saturn friend and you want to make them happy, ask them for advice. Just try this for fun. If you have a friend and you think they're a Saturn, just say, can I ask for your advice with something? And you can watch them become taller. They will become at least this much. Yes, actually. Yes, I have some advice for you. I'm glad you've asked. And the advice will be really clear. Really clear. He's the Saturn in this picture, in case you wondered. He's the world's tallest man. Saturns are tall. Sometimes very tall. Long bones. Long bones. Long bones. Serious. Andy Murray, serious guy. That's some medals. Whenever I'm looking for a Saturn, I always look for a long face. J.K. Rowling writes her Harry Potter books. She's a Saturn. They're good storytellers. When I was a child, I had a teacher called Mrs. Bailey. I was about 8 years old, and Mrs. Bailey could make my heart stop by looking at me like that. She didn't have to say a word, she would just look at me like that. Sorry. High standards. Saturns believe in justice. They believe in fairness. They want the world to be fair. Hollywood has idealized the Saturn woman. Hollywood wants women to be Saturns. Long bones. Long bones. That's an actual photograph. It looks like a factory. Saturns like to point at you, and when a Saturn points at you, you feel bad. You feel that you have done something wrong. Uncle Sam, the self-image of the United States is of a Saturn. Uncle Sam is a Saturn. To me, one of the ultimate Saturns, Abraham Lincoln. He was tall. He was really tall. And his hat was this big, so he made himself even taller. And in many ways he's seen as the father of the United States. And if you see the film Lincoln, he's played by Daniel Day-Lewis, who is a Saturn actor playing a Saturn. Very good. This guy was mentioned earlier. This is Julius Caesar. I came, I saw, I conquered. That's the way Saturns see the world. I can see further than you, I decide what to do, and I do it. Julius Caesar would write his battle reports before the battle, because he knew he was going to win. So he wasn't going to waste time waiting till the battle was finished. He wrote his battle reports, and then they won the battle. Should we find a Saturn? Come on. That was easy. He's right in the front row. Yes, that's me. Your name?
Corvus Klein. Corvus Klein.
Corvus Klein.
Yeah, from South Africa.
You're from South Africa?
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. You're definitely a Saturn. Thank you very much, sir. My Saturn friend there. So at 4 o'clock today, I will be in the connection zone, signing my book. I've written a book about this subject. Surprise, surprise. So, in order to help you find types in your life, I'm going to show you a public event which has every type in one room. I want you to imagine a party. Oh, this is fun. This may help as well. I've collected loads of types together, just so you can quickly flash through them. There's a whole bunch of Marses together. Look at them. Mr. Trump is a Mars. There's a whole bunch of Jovials. A whole collection of Lunas. It's interesting when you see them together. That's Rockefeller at the bottom in the middle. Nelson Rockefeller, he did okay. Venus, collection of Venus people. Look, Barry White, the love god, at the bottom there. There's the Mercuries, eh? And there's all the Saturns together. I'll tell you about this guy in a moment. If you want to spot types in your life, a great place to do this is at a party. So if there's a party at someone's house, you can see the types in action. The Lunas will arrive early. They will bring an appropriate gift, and they will stand by the side with another Luna. And when it gets too noisy and there's too many people, we're going to leave. It's too noisy. Too many people here at this party, so we're going to leave. And they will leave. Venus, at this party, they will arrive late. But they will have made cakes for everybody. And they will walk around at the party and they will give people back rubs. They will take care of the children. And when the party is finished, they will help do the dishes. Mercury will arrive fashionably late at the party. Party, networking opportunity. So they will start wheeling and dealing, networking through the room, giving out their business card, and then they'll have to leave, have a much more important event to go to. So I've got to go. Saturn at a party. If they have been ordered to attend a social event for their personal development, they will go to a party. If they've decided to really relax, they may have one glass of wine, which they sip slowly. And Mars at a party. The best place for a Mars at a party is near the barbecue. And if there is a barbecue on a balcony, they are in heaven. Think about it. You can get burnt. You can drink. You can tell jokes. Someone may fall off the balcony. And if you stay long enough, there's bound to be a fight. So Mars loves a party. And the jovial walks around and says, look at my interesting friends that I've collected. It's all the types in one room. So on one level, this information is very useful to help you with your clients, to help you to understand yourself, and to help you understand your family. At another level, it helps us to give each other more room, to have more respect for each other, to recognise that we don't all see the world the same way. So if you decide to use this, you may start to see people differently. And this is a picture of Jalaluddin Rumi, who is the greatest poet from Iran. And for me, the reason that I put out this information is to help people with their clients, with their careers, but also to help people to understand that if someone's a different type, it doesn't mean they're wrong. It just means they're different. And Rumi puts it in these words. Out on the edge of town, beyond the place of right and wrong, there is a field. Let us meet there. And when I showed this slide in Iran, when I spoke there, 2 lunar people came to me at the end and told me I had spelt Rumi's name wrong. Thank you very, very much for your attention. You are a wonderful audience, and it's my privilege to work with you. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.